Welcome back to Revealing the Hidden, where we dig deep into Jewish living. All right, I came with a very special story that I wanted to share with all of you today, about Reb Asher Arkovich, a 95-year-old Slonimer chassid who was a partisan in the Holocaust. His partisan group, unfortunately, had been slaughtered, and for reasons, accidental, but really hashgacha pratis, he was saved. He wound up not being with his group when his group was killed by the Nazis, Yimach Shemam. And when he was 95 years old, his wife had already passed away. He was an old man. He was living in Eretz Yisrael. And he would daven for 4 hours a day. He'd have his tefillin on. He'd have his talis, and people would describe how he would be singing to Hashem. He'd be talking like to a best friend, the way you would converse with a regular person. And one day, a little 14-year-old boy walks in, and he looks broken. And Reb Arkovich started a conversation with him. And the boy told him that he, in America, grew up having been in 10 different schools. He had been kicked out of so many schools, so deeply painful. And his father said, "I don't know what to do with you. I'm going to send you to Eretz Yisrael, to a yeshiva, but it's a one-way ticket. You're going to have to figure this out on your own." Horrible move to do this to your son. But this is what he did. And the son goes to Israel, and he gets kicked out of that yeshiva too, a couple months later. And he has nothing to do. He has nowhere to go. And he walks into this shul, and he starts talking to this man, Reb Asher. Reb Asher asked, "So why'd you get kicked out of yeshiva?" Shared with him. And he looked at him and said, "I want to tell you something. I'm going to give you a deep Torah from the Lechavitcher Maggid, who is a Talmud, or I guess who got this Torah from Rav Baruch of Mezhbej." The Lechavitcher was known as a very, very great tzaddik. Rav Baruch of Mezhbej was the grandson of the Baal Shem Tov, who passed this on to him. And he said that every single day we say two psukim together, and we miss something huge. We say, "Kvod Malchusacha Yomeru," the honor of your Malchus, Hashem. They will call out, "Guruasacha Yidaberu," your power, Hashem, they will say. They will tell. And then we follow it with the pasuk, "Le'odiel livnei ha'adam gevurosav," to tell man his strength, "Uchvod adam malchuso," and the glory of the beauty of his Malchus, referring to Hashem, right? That we would tell man God's strength at his Malchus. He says that Rav Baruch of Mezhbej gave over that if you read the pasuk on its own, "Le'odiel livnei ha'adam gevurosav," the way to read that is to tell man his gevuros. In other words, following Kvod Malchus Chayomeru, after saying that we will describe God's honor of his kingdom, his greatness, then you're able to tell a person how great he is too. If the Borei Olam chose, if someone's so great that the Kvod Malchus Chayomeru, Guras Chayidaver, that the whole world will call out his honor, if that creator decided that you needed to be in the world, or as Rabbi Nachman says, the moment that you're created is the moment that Hashem decided that the world couldn't go on without you. If the Eibishter chose that you need to be here in the world today, that means that you have gevuros, uchvod hadar malchuso, and splendor, and kingship even. You're the son of the king. It's an unbelievable thing. And he told the boy, this 14-year-old, said, "I want to make sure that in your life, I know you're going through a lot. I know that you've been kicked out of these yeshivas. I want you to find out, what is your gevura? What is your hadar? What is your beauty? What is your grace?" And the boy left. And he had been around in Israel for a little longer, nowhere to go, nothing to do. And he got more and more depressed. And he chose a building in Yerushalayim. He went up to the 11th floor and walked to the ledge and looked down. And he was ready to end his life. His pain was so immense. And this was his freedom. This is how he describes it. And then he remembered the voice Reb Asher Arkovich saying to him, I want you to find out what your gevura is. Not someone else telling you. Not waiting for someone else to tell you what's right or wrong about you. I want you to go find your gevura. I want you to find your hadar, your beauty, your malchus. And he said, I haven't done that yet. And he gets the courage to step off the ledge and will come down. He eventually found his way, learned to appreciate some of the beauty inside of him, got married, had kids, is a yashar businessman. And he doesn't tell this story to a lot of people, but he shared it with Rav Y.Y. Jacobson, who told this story, and I heard it and I couldn't hold back from sharing it with you. The Jewish home that we're learning about, the makom, the kedusha that's being built, a lot of times we think about the four walls. We spoke about it. The four walls going up to Shamayim, the mezuzah, the idea of what's inside, being Yichud Hashem. But I want you to really think about what's inside those four walls. A Jewish mother, a Jewish father, or just two friends, roommates. Any four walls, a Jewish home. Your job in that home, this is your bias. It's the place where everything that's about you gets to be chosen. What pictures are on the wall? What svarim are inside? What makes you tick? What makes you, you? When you're revealing the hidden, don't forget there's a beautiful hidden inside of you. And the bias, the four walls, the privacy of the Rishus HaYachid allows for that space for you to ask, how am I going to honor the Melech? How am I going to find my gevura? Because Hashem chose me to be here. And if I find my gevura, if I find my hadar and my malchus, and I live it, and I say, Hashem gave me these gifts, and these gifts are here in the world, so that I can bring them out, what a kiddush Hashem that is. I'm carrying a neshama that God gave me, carrying gifts, a unique situation, a unique pekalach even, and each one of them is a gift from God, so that my world will be able to be part of the glory of Hashem. Have a beautiful Shabbos. Thank you for joining us.